It looks like it's time to switch up the portable console market. Hey guys, Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today I have my full review on the Nintendo Switch here, the game changer when it comes to portable gaming alternatives. Now before I jump into the video, I have a little bit of a disclaimer. I will not be showing any gameplay video, seeing as Nintendo are notorious for taking down videos or claiming videos for their own monetization if you show any of their gameplay. So I'm not going to be showing Zelda, and when I do my full review of Zelda, which I will be doing, I will not show gameplay as well because I'm going to stand with all the other YouTubers who are not showing gameplay. Nintendo, you really need to change up your game, guys. Pretty much all of the other game developers out there are allowing us with fair use to display their games, and it increases your sales anyway. Anyway, that's regardless. That's one point from Nintendo that I would like to see them change. This is a fun new console. Make it available for the world to see all over YouTube. That would be fantastic. It would increase your revenue as well, so you're really silly for not allowing it. This is a very modular design here, so you can take the controllers off and they become separate Joy-Con controllers, and then you have this tablet here, and this is the brains of everything. This is the Nintendo Switch at its core right here. It is a 6.2 inch capacitive touchscreen. It is a plastic screen, so I highly recommend picking up a screen protector, which is on the way currently for me personally. A massive bezel around the screen, which is kind of crazy nowadays considering we're trying to go bezel-less, but this actually works really well and it blends in when the game's running, and it hasn't been an issue for me personally. Screen size has been great when I'm in my mobile mode. I'm not minding that at all, and overall the feel of the actual console itself is very sturdy, although this thing here is an abomination. What is this? I can't even put it on my bed, it won't work on a couch, it won't work on any sort of uneven surface, which I don't know if Nintendo have noticed, but not everything's flat in the world, you know? We don't live in a world where everyone thinks the actual world itself is flat anymore, everything's curved, so that means you're gonna have curved edges, you're gonna have tops that are gonna be uneven, and this little thing here does nothing. So that is a terrible, terrible, terrible design choice. I'm actually going to have a video, which I'm going to film after this, showing you guys what this can actually stand up on, because to be honest with you, it's not much. Unless it's a straight flat table or the floor, you're not going to have much luck with that. Along the top of the console, we have the exhaust here, which just pumps out all of that heat and everything. You don't actually hear it, it's very silent when you have your game running, and even when you have the volume down, you can't hear it much at all. It's very quiet and it's efficient, which is fantastic. You have the little game card slot on top here, and then you have a little headphone jack. Now you can't connect Bluetooth headphones, which is something I was really excited about. Unfortunately you can't do that. That may be an update in the future. I'm assuming this thing would have a Bluetooth chip. It has everything else inside of it. Maybe it doesn't though, who knows. You also have the volume rocker, and then the power button along the top there. Along the bottom here we also have a USB-C port, which is great because it's the way the future is going. USB-C is a standardized port now, so great job Nintendo keeping up to date, I guess. Underneath the terrible flip stand we also have a micro SD card slot, so you can expand the storage. It only comes built in with 32 gig, and after the software is installed you only get about 28 gig I believe, so you will need a micro SD to expand your storage in the foreseeable future. Moving on to my favorite thing about this console, well, besides Zelda, the Joy-Con controllers, and I recently picked up the neon colors. If you watch my other video, you'd notice I had the grey ones. I traded them in and got these ones. I absolutely love the colors of these. Super vibrant. The red here, the peachy pink red, is amazing, super bright. The blue is amazing as well, but I feel in comparison, this one, the red one, stands out so much more. I'd love to see this in a brighter blue. I know that's being picky now, but overall the design is amazing. So you can actually play like this. You don't have to have a controller, a docking station or anything. You can literally just play like this, which I've played like this before, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not the conventional way to game, but I actually don't mind it. You can also have two controllers, so someone else can have this one, and you can play, you've got the buttons along the top there, so you can play multiple games, 1-2 Switch, Mario Kart, maybe NBA in the future I'm assuming, and that is really handy, works really well. I will mention though that my left Joy-Con controller was having issues. This hasn't been the strongest launch for Nintendo. It wasn't syncing at all when I was disconnecting it. That was an issue. I couldn't play Zelda on the big screen, and that was giving me anxiety. The other thing that was annoying is there's an issue with the battery in some of the left joycon controllers. So sometimes they don't hold charge, they won't actually charge. I thought I had the same thing when I replaced the left one, but it didn't happen to be that. But people on the forums are complaining about a lot of different things, including the actual console glitching out and the screen displaying some weird sort of symbols. So yes, there have been some crazy issues so far, but we're not going to talk about them because I only experienced the left Joy-Con issue, the sync issue, which was fixed straight away with my 1-year warranty, which is offered. So that didn't bother me at all. Just to mention to you guys, be mindful of that, I guess. But the controllers themselves, very sturdy. They're a smaller version of the Wii remotes, and I feel like the Switch is how the Wii U should have been. This is a true portable device. You don't have to have another console streaming it from the main kind of center there. It is its own device that streams everything to the TV and then comes in portable mode. That's another thing to mention. The screen itself is 720p. A lot of people complain about that. It is beautiful nonetheless. The colors are rich and vibrant, and overall playing Zelda on it is just marvelous. It's the greatest thing, and I'm really addicted. So that's not an issue, and then when you plug it into TV mode, bumps up to 1080p, and then it's fantastic then. So can't complain about that, even though on paper it doesn't sound fantastic. These are smaller Wii controllers. They have the motion sensor, they have the HD rumble, which is actually ridiculous. You can feel the weight and kind of the density, I guess, of dice at times and other little mini games, so really fun. You have a capture button on the left one, you have the home button on the right one, you have pause buttons on both, so regardless of who you're playing with, they can pause it. A really nice little console here, and the controls are great. You also have little slide-ons with the lanyard attachments for your wrists or wrist straps. They're great, but I also had issues with them. When you connect them, you got to connect them the right way, otherwise they're stuck. So a few little issues out of the gate. They also did release an update to the software, which has added the Eshop, which you have to pay for online services. You don't have to, but if you would like to play multiplayer, you have to pay. So that's frustrating because I don't know if Nintendo will have the lineup for that, but we'll have to see. That's in the future. We still get a free trial and everything. So yeah, the stand, terrible. Everything else is great. Even the speakers on the back sound really great in portable mode. And then when we come to docking them, alright, so docking the actual device. So first, what I normally do is connect it, and it makes an amazing sound when you connect it, which if you watch my other video, you would have heard that sound and probably jizzed a little bit. This is the mobile mode. Looks fantastic, plays really well, and no issues at all. The TV mode, you dock her in, take these off, like so, and then you can either play with your grip that you have, or you can play with your Pro Controller or whatever else. That works really well. The transition is great, really smooth, haven't had issues there. That's also how you charge it, put it in the docking station, and it runs really well. Is this far enough away, Nintendo? Are you gonna still strike my video or claim my monetization? No, you're not, because I'm standing with the other YouTubers who aren't showing gameplay. Please don't flag my video. Now, in terms of battery life, the Switch isn't any sort of massive leap over any other portable gaming device, but I'm getting about 3 hours with Zelda, and then I have to dock it in, and then it's obviously charging at that point, so I can continue playing. So that's an advantage over other mobile devices. I can just dock it, charge it, play, and continue playing as I take it out again. So that was really handy, but 3 hours isn't anything amazing that you can kind of gloat about. So that is a decent figure. They say 3 to 6 hours, but it's more so leaning on the 3-hour boundary. That's okay for a mobile device, and overall you can't really complain considering what they're offering here. But just so you know, you're not getting anywhere near 6 hours on this thing. The software itself is very basic. The operating system doesn't really have much to offer. It's got some quirky little sounds and interesting animations, but it is just a fun operating system just to basically hold your games and your information. Nothing really to it, very basic. You have the option to post on Facebook and Twitter if you really care about that kind of stuff. You've got a gallery where you take pictures, you've got your news, and then you've got the Nintendo eShop. So I love all of these noises and I love all of the animations. They're very fun and friendly. The Nintendo eShop though, this is another thing where I'm feeling I don't know how the longevity of this console is going to go. The first thing was how aggressive they are on YouTube. They won't allow us to share. Their whole premise is to share the Switch. It's to play with other people. And then when we share gameplay on YouTube, for some reason they are going to flag it, monetize it, take it down, whatever they want, or just claim the money for it, which is ridiculous to me. That's not going to encourage people to want to share Nintendo content. So I have no idea about that. The other thing is obviously the third-party support. So we're curious how this is going to go when it comes to third-party developers. Obviously they have to develop for a brand new console here, and that's basically going to make it or break it, because you've got some solid Nintendo games that are going to hold its value. Zelda, Mario Kart, Super Mario Odyssey. We've also got NBA, I guess. I'm not personally keen on that. Some people will be interested. You've got Splatoon 2. Personally, yeah, maybe, but other people are going to love that. So you've got some solid titles that people are going to want the Switch for. But then what about the third-party titles? What about Skyrim that they promised us? What about a new Call of Duty or even a Battlefield game? Is that even possible on the Switch? So we're going to have to see how this goes in the coming weeks, coming months, coming years. We have no idea, but so far loving the actual device itself, loving the premise behind it, loving how it runs. Like I said, third-party support, curious how that's going to go. I'm also curious how this flick stand is going to go. I'm not very happy with that at all. It's terrible. And we're also curious about the state of YouTube monetisation. Sorry about that. Are they going to stop being so full-on, or are they going to keep doing it? We'll have to see. Overall though, this console is fabulous. Would I run out and buy it? Well, I did, but would you guys? I don't know. If you're into Zelda, then definitely Zelda is mind-blowing. One of the best games I've played. It's super engrossing, engaging. There's a sprawling world of Breath of the Wild. It literally breathes. The environment breathes. You've got animals. You've got wind that blows the grass. You can burn the grass. You can cook food. You can do so many things. You can tame horses. It's a beautiful real-world experience, and that makes the Switch worthwhile for me. 1-2 Switch is a fun party game to show off what the Joy-Cons can do, but it's nothing that I would run out and grab. Personally, it's kind of a rip-off. It should have been included in the actual device itself. That would have been fabulous. And we've got some other games. Mario Kart's coming very soon. So yeah, maybe wait a bit. It's a fantastic console, and I love the idea of it. It just now depends on the development from other developers, and it depends on what Nintendo do with this console here. Anyway guys, overall, let me know in the comments below if you think it's worthwhile or not. I'm loving it. It all depends on your personal preferences. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to have a splendid day, and peace out.